Okay, so I just wanted to get this idea out here because like it's been trapped in the back of my mind for ages, and like I want to like tell people about it and see if you guys agree with me. So I'm not being funny, right? I don't think Epic the Musical has a very good first song to it. Like, I'm not saying that in the sense of that The Horse and the Infant is a bad song or anything. I'm saying it in the sense that, like, it almost like the way that I've always viewed it is that it feels like almost starting Hamilton off at like Right Hand Man or something. Like, I don't personally think it works well enough. And like, you look at a whole bunch of other musicals, you know, the first song of a lot of different musicals is like introducing us to the world. It's introducing us to where we are, what we're doing, where we're going to be for the next hour. Think Jellicle Songs for Jellicle Cats. Think Opening a Little Shop of Horrors. You know, think about all of these sort of different musicals. Those have got like more fantastical elements to them. And Epic just sort of plops you right in there without like any setup or whatever. So, what I propose, personally, is like if Epic does become like a full like West End Broadway show or whatever, I propose a new saga. Hear me out, hear me out. I propose a new saga at the start of the show, and I would call it the Prologue Saga. And this would consist of 3 or 4 songs, basically. And so we would have. So first of all, we would have an overture. We would either have an overture type thing, or we would go just straight into it with this first song, and you know, or you could have both, or you could potentially do both, right? And you know, again, like the purpose of this song, I think, should be, I don't know, something like The Guy Didn't Like Musicals, or the opening of Hamilton, or, you know, anything like that. Hadestown opening, you know, like just plopping us into the world a little bit more gently, giving us a little bit more setup for, you know, the story that we're about to hear, the tale that we're about to go through, the Odyssey that we're about to go on, you know. So I think that would be a good first song. I don't know what it would be called, but that would be a good first song. Then, after that, either song 2 or song 3 of it, then I would have it go into the first time that Odysseus and Penelope meet. And I think a perfect song for that, if you rework it a little bit, it's a fan favourite, Olive Tree. You get Olive Tree back in. It's already quite similar to Would You Fall in Love with Me Again? So, you know, that's a callback from, you know, both now like the beginning of the show and the end of the show as well. So I think that would be, you know, quite good. You know, you wouldn't have to like write an entirely new song for it. All you got to do is just take, you know, the Olive Tree song and retool it a bit. So it's the first time that Odysseus and Penelope meet. Simple, you know. And then I think, you know, I'd sort of show them through that song, sort of like living their life and stuff until Odysseus ends up, you know, having to go off to war or whatever, where I would have like what is the final song of the saga. I would call it "Fight for Us," you know, because you know that's like a whole thing in The Horse and the Infant, and like I don't know. I just think it would be really cool, like, you know, showing Odysseus meeting Eurylochus for the first time, show Odysseus meeting Telemachus, you know, show him meeting all of these different people that we're going to see throughout the show and stuff. And yeah, so, you know, it would use that melody of I fight for us, I fight for us. You know, sort of retool it and stuff. Epic's good with motifs and stuff. So yeah, that's what I would do. If I could put some more songs into Epic the Musical, I would just change the beginning a bit, because it just feels like we're missing context. It feels like we're missing like context, you know, for the opening of the show. And I just don't like The Horse and the Infant as like an opening song. It's a good song, and I wouldn't change anything else about the musical apart from that, because the rest of the musical is great. You know, like the only other thing that I do is like do what a lot of people are suggesting and make like Thunderbringer the Act 1 finale instead of Monster, because, you know, that's technically when Odysseus is at his most ruthless or whatever. But genuinely, outside of that, that's like all that I'd add to it. Is the Prologue Saga, you know. So yeah, Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it's good. Let me know if you think it's shit. Yeah.